Unable to decide, unable to make a decision, suffering from decision paralysis? You spend a significant portion of your time and energy making decisions, yet you pay very little attention to how you make decisions. In this video, I will show you how to make a decision when you can't decide, how to overcome indecision, and deal with analysis paralysis. I will also give you actionable steps and strategies that you can practice right away and release yourself from the prison of indecisiveness. I'm Sarit Tagore. My channel is all about providing you with tools and techniques for optimal living and continuous self-improvement. Welcome to another episode. We have a lot to cover and I know you are busy, so let's jump straight in. Let's start with a quote. Many complain about their memory, but few about their judgment. What is decision paralysis? It is a situation in which you are unable to make a decision. There are two reasons for decision paralysis. One, you have too much information, and two, you have too little information. Let's explore how to overcome these two situations that cause decision paralysis. I want to share a personal example of when too many choices caused decision paralysis or indecisiveness. I needed a new camera to make YouTube videos, so I started exploring all the brands available in the market. I researched the pros and cons of each model in detail, but could not arrive at a decision. I spent almost 3 months painfully analyzing all the information. I was a victim of decision paralysis arising out of too much information. The more I studied, the more complicated it became to make a decision. At that time, I introspected my decision-making style. There are two decision-making styles, maximizer or satisficer, and I'll explain this word in a bit. If you are a maximizer, you like to weigh all the choices carefully to come to a perfect solution. The reality is that there is no such thing as an ideal or perfect solution. The decision style looks logical on paper because you have conducted a thorough research. The biggest drawback of this style is that you have trouble deciding because you are trying to find a perfect choice. You want to maximize the outcome, so you lose time and suffer from decision paralysis. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you have satisficer. The term combines satisfy and suffice and was first coined in 1950 by American psychologist Herbert Simon. You make decisions based on the criteria and standards you have set for yourself. When your search meets those criteria, you can decide immediately with no lingering phase of constant deliberations. The opposite of maximizing is satisficing. Upon introspection, I realized my decision-making style is maximizing. That's why I was unable to make a decision. An important consideration to keep in mind is that the longer you delay your decision, the more it costs you in the long run. I needed the camera now, not next year. Also note, once you have collected enough information, you reach a point of diminishing return. More info will not add more quality to your decision. Instead, it can hurt you. You need to learn when to stop. Let me show you a quick graph between the time and decision. Observe when it starts reaching a plateau. You have to stop at that point. Another interesting fact emerged from introspection. I have a habit of keeping a journal, so I audited all my decisions in the last 12 months. Then I divided these decisions into three categories: big, medium, and small. The big decision I had to make was whether to accept a new job or not. The medium decision was to buy a camera. The small decision was to start intermittent fasting 3 times in a week. Where did I spend the most time? On the medium decision of buying a camera. Can you believe that? I was amazed at myself for losing so much precious time thinking about a medium decision. I couldn't believe it. Would you take a look at your decision-making style, find out where you spend most of your time? I won't be surprised if you also spend more time on medium decisions. What is the solution? Give yourself a deadline. You can collect as much information as you want, but the decision has to be taken by the deadline. The rule is that when you put a time constraint, you have to decide with whatever information is available. We come to the second part of the equation when you cannot decide because you have too little information. It's not ideal to have limited information, but we are constantly faced with situations when we don't have enough information. Managers and leaders mainly deal with ambiguity and make decisions with little information. Before we move further, let's take a detour and talk about intuition, because people often go with their intuition when they can't decide. Please hit the like button if you find value in this video. What is intuition? Intuition is when you rely on your gut feeling to make a decision. Your mind processes information automatically, quickly, and without any details. Intuitive decisions suffer from inconsistencies. Intuitive decisions are greatly affected by fatigue, boredom, distraction, and recollection of past experiences. How do you develop intuition? Intuition develops by doing the same task repeatedly with a slight variation, and you get some kind of feedback how you're doing. I play table tennis with my son to improve our reflexes and peripheral vision. After repeated practice, we can smash the ball by anticipating where it will land. Therefore, we have developed some kind of intuition. Such kind of intuition is common in sports. Unfortunately, we don't get that kind of practice or expertise in making decisions in everyday life, and hence our intuition is not well developed in those areas. I decided to move from Dubai to Toronto. I could not have taken that decision by intuition because I had no expertise and hence no intuition. I bought my first house in Canada. I had no expertise and hence no intuition. How many times have I bought houses in Canada? We get married once or twice or maybe 3 times. But how much experience or expertise can we develop to make such decisions with intuition? You get the point. Our gut feeling is not often reliable in decision making. In most cases, intuitions are good. Intuition is fine for small decisions: where to buy groceries, how to organize your kitchen cabinet, or whether to call or send an email. When the stakes are high, it is worthwhile to base your decision on some kind of a systematic procedure. Sorry for a bit of detour on intuition. I thought it was important to bring it into the mix. The next obvious question is, how do you overcome the hurdle of decision paralysis arising out of lack of information? So number 1, analyze the factors that are compelling you to act. Think about it. What forces or circumstances are at play? What is forcing you to take this decision? Is it the social pressure? Is it the pressure from your wife, your son, family, boss, or whatever? This analysis might give you an idea what could be a good or bad decision. Consider the possibility of what if your decision goes wrong. Creating pessimistic and optimistic scenarios will help you explore strategies that were not visible to you before. Tell yourself this is an interim decision that needs to be revised in 3 or 4 months when I will have more information. Think about what prompted you to continue with the current decision and what would trigger a change in course of direction. Write that down. In other words, create a mechanism for evaluating your decision at regular intervals to stop, start, continue, or change direction as new information becomes available. A quick recap before we call it a day. We learned decision paralysis results from either too much or too little information. Learn when to stop looking for more information and create a decision-making deadline. When you have too little information, avoid going by your intuition and consider the factors compelling you to act. Make an interim decision and revisit it as more information becomes available. I hope you got something great out of this video. What was your favorite big idea? What really landed well with you? And what do you want to apply in your life? If you found value in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the like button, the bell icon. Bye for now and have an awesome day.